Basically, finally, possibly, my 7.0 is going to get used. 7.0, swallowtail, thruster, lightning fins, lightning bore, lightning booties, lightning liquids in here. Oosh. Bet you wonder what that was. That's secret juice. Super juice.
Wait, let her run first.
I'm super juiced up. Don't show them what I just took. That's how we're gonna subliminally market them.
just feel like because maybe I put myself in the position, or just to be there and available for, or during, in the session, and just there just in case. I feel like I've, in the last few years, and ridden some multiple of the ways of my life, and I do believe you could have a left of your life and a right of your life, and I feel like what I got in this session was probably the right of my life, as far as surfing a barrel front side, and the size and the intensity of the session, and being in gear I'm not used to, and the booties and the gloves and the wetsuit, on a 7.0 I've never ridden, but was turned and just out to be one of the best boards ever. And all those years ago when I rode that wave at Chopes, when I was kind of a Grom, I just felt like, you're never gonna have that feeling again. And I hadn't all the way up until now, and I still think the Tropes wave is the number one for me. But this wave that I rode in this session, this wave it's right up there. And there's a certain feeling you get when you kick out, and it's just overwhelming feeling of like gratitude kind of, and like appreciation, and just disbelief at how you got so lucky as to be living the life you're living, and there at that very moment that wave came through and you were in the spot, and you happened to be everything, every little piece of timing, every microsecond, you made the right decision on the wave to be as deep as you possibly could and still make it. And that's how I felt this wave I rode in this session was. I felt so late, I felt so under the lip, and the board, the fins, everything just caught when I cranked on my pump, and all I saw was just a big, huge barrel, like a slab happening, but the foam ball just blew up in front of me, and I was like, oh my god, like I'm gonna get bucked. But because the barrel was so big, it's so interesting with bigger barrels is you almost have more time to, or you have more space to maneuver, right? A small barrel, there's no room for mistakes. And a bigger barrel, you have a little more room. Not that I made a mistake on this, but you just have more room when things get crazy in the barrel. And that foam exploded up in front of me and closed the exit off of me. And I just thought, I gotta get high up and try to get up and over it, because if I can do that and I can get up and over it, that's where it's gonna be least violent, away from the exploding. Where the lip is landing, that's where it always bucks you off because it's so violent. And that's what I tried to do, and it just hit me super hard, and my legs compressed up, and it threw me very up, and I scrunched down and put my hand on the wall and kind of pushed off and came over it, and then got on my toe side. And I was just like, just hold the toe side. And I just rode this huge foam ball, the biggest foam ball I've ridden in a barrel, down into the main slab part. And then once I came off that thing, I just knew I was making it. I almost put my hands up into a claim, and then I didn't. And I was like, I just had to throw my head back. I was just like, that was one of the most intense visions and feelings I've ever had in a wave. And I kicked out, and I looked at Joao Tudela, the guy who was swimming water, and he looked at me, and we both looked at each other, and I just went underwater and came up and sat on my board. And he was like, that was crazy. And I was like, I think that was the wave of my life. And I just felt like almost like borderline emotional, because I'm not an emotional guy, but I just felt like almost overcome with it, because it was just the intensity of the area and the huge cliffs, and it's a scary wave, and then it was just the way it all happened, and I was just like so appreciative that I got to be there and share that moment and be in that wave and make it. And then, I don't know, I feel like those are just so rare to come by, those moments. where everything is on the knife's edge and you somehow make the right decision in that perfect moment and the right reflex kicks in and then the wave bucks back and you go back and it's back and forth in your head of those milliseconds. Am I going to make it or am I going to fall? Am I not? No way I'm making it. And then, oh, I'm making it. And you come out. And so, just really hard to put into words. I don't feel like I properly covered, but maybe I gave you an inkling of what that can feel like in a moment like that. And I don't know if I'll ever match that again, but I'll definitely try. There's still so much to be done in these big slabs. So for now, enjoy. And I think that was like the ride of my life.